A man from Missouri who was found guilty of sodomizing a girl who was 14 years old took his own life in court by allegedly swallowing a cyanide tablet only moments after the judgment was delivered. After reportedly ingesting the poison on Thursday in a courthouse in Maryville, authorities say that Steve Parsons, 48, fainted and began convulsing on the floor in front of astonished friends, family, and witnesses. Hello everyone, and welcome to another video. Today we'll be looking at he killed himself after hearing life sentence. Yeah, you heard it right. After his courageous teenage victim testified against him in court in an effort to set things right, the judge found Parsons guilty of 2 counts of felony and sentenced him to a maximum of 7 years in prison for his crimes. I can't speculate on what he was going through, but I'm firmly convinced that his death was not a result of a wrongful verdict by the jury. Gentry County Prosecutor Jerry Biggs told Fox 4 KC. Biggs articulated his thoughts as a great deal of astonishment and disappointment, along with unhappiness and regret. My condolences go out to the victim. My condolences go out to her family. According to the station, Mr. Parsons, the proprietor of Parsons Tire and Service in St. Joseph, was a well-known figure in both Maryville and the neighboring town of Stanberry. He was taken into custody in July of 2011 in the county of Gentry, but due to a change of venue, his trial was shifted to the county of Nottoway. Darren White, the sheriff of Nottoway County, made this startling discovery in the immediate aftermath of his untimely death: his nighttime purchase of 100 grams of cyanide from an online site the previous week. White believes that the defendant went into the courthouse with the poison already concealed inside his mouth in order to avoid being discovered by the building's security personnel. The highly startling suicide that Parsons committed was without a question disturbing to all of us, but it was not exactly unique. 1 year ago, almost to the day, a multi-millionaire businessman notoriously took his own life in the same horrifying fashion. The entire gruesome act was caught on camera, and it made headlines all over the country. This man, Michael Marin, 53, was declared dead just minutes after being convicted of intentionally torching his $3.5 million mansion in Phoenix, Arizona, in June of 2012. Later on this week, an official autopsy report on Parsons is anticipated to be released. A jury in Nottoway County, Missouri, decided that Steve Parsons was responsible for the statutory sodomy committed against a female who was 14 years old. After a few minutes, he was found to be dead, and it was believed that he had committed suicide himself. The judge could have sentenced Parsons to a maximum of 7 years in prison, so the thought of dying from cyanide poisoning was the furthest thing from anyone's thoughts in the quaint Missouri hamlet of Maryville. Due to his passing, the investigation into the crime has been wrapped up, and the prosecutor has expressed his regret for the victim. Parsons, who was 48 years old at the time, was the proprietor of Parsons Tire and Service in Stanberry and Maryville, and he was well known in both places. Additionally, he was well known in the legal system. On Missouri's CaseNet, an online court information site, the name Parson is linked to 4 pages worth of traffic tickets, civil litigation, criminal charges, and most recently, probation violations, a protective order, and tax liens. Jerry Biggs, the prosecuting attorney for Gentry County, stated, "I can't conjecture as to what he was going through, but I'm completely sure that his death was not a result of a mistaken verdict by the jury." However, Biggs is certain that the jury did not make a mistake in his decision. According to the Nottoway County Sheriff, no one wants to hazard a guess as to what was going through Parsons' head last week when he ordered 100 grams of cyanide, had it shipped overnight, and then poisoned himself in the courtroom. This is something about which no one wants to speculate. As Sheriff Darren White, who was present in the courtroom when Parsons went into respiratory failure, remarked, "It's not typical to see someone just fall over dead in the courtroom, even if they've just been found guilty of a crime. Parsons had just been found guilty of a crime. Well, I was quite surprised and disappointed and unhappy and sorry for the victim, sorry for her family," said Biggs. According to Biggs, the fact that Parsons was found guilty and executed is neither bitter nor sweet. Biggs remarked, "I have a sneaking suspicion that it's just more tragedy piled on top of tragedy." Biggs describes the situation as a tragedy for the Parsons family, who were present throughout the trial and saw their loved one pass away in the courtroom. It's a tragedy for the victim, who according to him, had to endure a lot in order to go to trial and confront Parsons in front of the judge and jury. Biggs described the young woman as a girl who had been wronged and was motivated and brave enough to make things right. According to Biggs, there is no victor in this scenario. According to the prosecutor, Parsons would have had to register as a sexual offender for the rest of his life as well. The findings of the toxicology test will take at least a month to get back. The judge has now dismissed the case and all the records have been sealed. So that's all from today's video. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so that you never miss our upcoming videos. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments section below. Stay tuned, and we'll catch you in the next video.